Hello everyone, welcome back to learning. What is the title today? Breech presentation. It's very common for 3 to 4% of pregnancies. Whenever the podalic pole, this is the podalic pole of the fetus and this is the cephalic pole. We are interested in podalic pole today. So this is the podalic pole of the fetus. It is in relation with the lower uterine segment or is in relation with the pelvic brim is breech presentation. Okay. It is a high risk pregnancy because there is 16 times more chances of intrapartum fetal death and approximately 4 times more risk of birth asphyxia. So it is very serious matter and considered as a high risk pregnancy, and critically it should be diagnosed in labor and managed properly. It requires skilled obstetricians also to manage, to diagnose, for decision making. Everything is important in this. It's a crucial topic from examination point of view also, for theory also, practical also. Okay, now let us go ahead. 4 different positions. What is the denominator in breech? Sacrum is the denominator. So there are 4 different positions identified in breech presentation in relation to the sacrum. What I say, the sacrum is on left side. So I say left sacroanterior. Okay. Then when it goes on right side, I will say right sacroanterior, right sacroanterior. Here it has gone right side posterior, right sacroposterior and left sacroposterior. Sacrum is a denominator. The leading part in breech is different. The leading part is the anterior head. What I mean to say is, we describe the mechanism of labor in relation to the leading part. We have described the position in relation to the denominator. That's all. Then forget it. When you will describe the mechanism, remember anterior hip is the leading part. Forget about the denominator in that case. Fine. What are the etiological factors for breech presentation? Let us try to understand. Because these factors are ruled out and they are considered in the management also. This is a bridge part, lower part is very bulky and this head is very small. Try to understand. This head requires less space and the bulky breech needs a lot of space, whether it is this way or this way. Okay. So whatever factors, etiological factors, they are responsible for breech presentation are when it prevents the head engagement low down, then it goes on turning and it remains persistent breech. There is one thing described in breech is spontaneous version. Version means change of position of the fetus in the uterus. Spontaneous version occurs in the uterus in pregnancy. Because with prematurity there are more chances of breech presentation. It is 3 times more. So suppose at 32 weeks the lady has got breech presentation. In this case, suppose you examine the lady at term, she will have vertex. So what has happened to this breech presentation? Spontaneous, it has turned in the uterus from breech, it has turned to vertex. This is known as spontaneous version. This spontaneous version occurs in breech presentation because the legs, they act as a splint. For the spontaneous version to occur, the leg should be flexed. Then only spontaneous version will occur. If the legs are extended, spontaneous version will not occur in primigrada, especially because of the good tone of the abdominal muscle. So that is how persistent breech presentation results at term in primi, because of good tone of the muscles and sometimes oligomnias, good size baby are also the factors for breech presentation to result at term. So what are the etiological factors for breech presentation? Sorry, I have to hold it this way. This is a left sacroanterior position. This is a breech presentation. Usually we remember it like this, all factors. The first thing you talk of any abnormal presentation etiology is asked, first you say contracted pelvis. Okay, then any other thing, placenta, low down, which prevents the head, it becomes breech. Fine. So placenta previa, then pelvic tumor, chronically distended bladder. Okay. Now think of the etiological factors on the top of the uterus. What are they? because this head is very small, so it needs less space. If the bulky bridge doesn't have a space or upper side, that's why it is pushed down. In these cases, persistent breach results. So what are the factors for etiology for breach to occur? Let us think of, if the placenta is here at a corner, can result into breach. Then if the uterus is arcuate this way, can result into breach. So cornofundal placenta, arcuate uterus, then septum, intrauterine septum will cause persistent breach and recurrent breach also. Why? Because it prevents the bulky breach occupying the upper part. That's why breach goes down. So the factors responsible for breach presentation at this level are arcuate uterus, cornofundal insertion of placenta, septate uterus, and unicornate uterus. Uterus develops from two halves. Here the uterus is unicornate, but only one half it develops. Maternal factors common are oligomnias, pendulous abdomen, hydramnias, twin pregnancy. Then fetal factors commonest, macerated baby, dead macerated baby. Then prematurity we have learned 3 times more common. IUGR, intrauterine growth restriction, also causes breach presentation. So in these cases, post-maturity is also associated with a breach presentation. It is considered as a high-risk pregnancy. Gross malformations of the fetal head like anencephaly and hydrocephalus can land up into breach. In cases of hydrocephalus, when the fetal head, the trunk comes out, the head gets held up, and that is the arrest of the head after coming in of the fetus occurs in breach. So make sure whenever head is not coming out, look for hydrocephalus. It is a differential diagnosis. In that cases, we put the needle inside, tap the CSF and let the patient deliver vaginally. So that is how the treatment depends upon the etiology. So hydrocephalus is also one of the etiological factor. Explore the patient by sonography, rule out hydrocephalus, and then go ahead with the management depending upon the severity of the hydrocephalus and what stage she is coming. 4 different positions identified are left sacroanterior, right sacroanterior, right sacroposterior, and left sacroposterior. Like this. Diameter of engagement is the intertrochanteric diameter. This one. Intertrochanteric diameter, it is 10 centimeter. This is the diameter of engagement, means it enters into one of the oblique diameter of the pelvis. How do you diagnose it? By palpation. Fundal palpation, the hard globular head is felt. It is ballotable. Palpation of the head is painful to the mother. Okay. Lateral palpation on one side limbs, the other side back is felt. This is how you may count. Fetal heart will be heard here, above the umbilicus. In vertex we hear low down. Then come about the first pelvic rib. The breech is always floating. There is late engagement of the presenting part because it is very bulky. With the uterine contraction, it gets compressed and then it enters. So there is always late engagement of the presenting part in breech. Other signs symptoms of abnormal presentation means how do I diagnose this condition? Early in labor. Early in labor means in latent phase, before rupture of membranes. Cervix will be loose hanging here. Elongated bag of membranes because the liquor will leak out in between the presenting part, in between the thighs and all. So liquor will leak out in these cases. Yes. And after rupture of membranes, I can feel for the footling, or I can make out the cord also. Cord may prolapse out. So this is how I can feel for the footling. It should be differentiated from the hand prolapse. In hand prolapse also sometimes it is confused for the breech presentation. In hand the fingers are long. In footling presentation the toes are small. Here I can make out. In shoulder presentation along with the hand I can feel the armpit. This should be differentiated from the groin. Here typical feeling of the ribs is obtained. In cases of breech, I can make out the sphincter also, and my finger can be mucosally abstained. That is how diagnosis in labor is made, depending upon the type of the breech. Suppose it is, there are three types of the breech. When it is well flexed, legs are flexed, it is flexed breech or complete. When the legs are extended, extended breech, usually seen in priming. When one of the leg is flexed, it is incomplete breech. I'll repeat again, extended breech, flexed breech, incomplete breech. So depending upon what is the breech I'm dealing with, I'll feel the presenting part. So complete breech, I can feel the footling, I can feel the knee joint also in cases of incomplete breech. So that is how we diagnose breech presentation in labor. We suspect, confirm the diagnosis by sonography and go ahead with the management. Primary gravida with breech, which is always possible in section. We have learned the birth asphyxia and intrapartum fetal death is 16 times more. Birth asphyxia 4 times more risk. So that is how they should be managed critically and taken care of. Next class we'll learn about the mechanism of labor in breech. Thank you.